Yeah. So what's your good side? What do you like walking on? What side do you like walking on?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, you look good from both sides. Yeah, it doesn't really matter at all. X, come on outside with the truck.
Come on?
Yeah.
This will be
By the way, do you like my buddy Felix's shirt?
I love that.
Felix, by the way, Mr. Trump.
Donald Trump just broke the internet by doing a sit-down live interview with Adin Ross. Now, for our older audience, if you don't know who that is, Adin Ross is the biggest live streamer on the internet right now. And this is following a trend we've seen a couple times where Trump is trying to break into some of that Gen Z vote, specifically the Gen Z male vote, a demographic I've long said is a lot more conservative than people realize. And so he did the Logan Paul podcast a couple months ago. Now he's doing Adin Ross, and we'll react to it today. There's some great content, funny moments, but also serious moments. So folks, if you enjoy the content, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you are new. But the whole thing is just awesome because this interview began with Trump walking out to Many Men by 50 Cent, because I know a lot of people have been saying, why doesn't Trump do this? It's like, guys, Trump is what, 78 years old? I mean, that's not really his vibe, but I think Adin Ross was actually the one who played it here on this stream. So check this out. I can't play too much of this, obviously, because of copyright, but he did actually come out to the song. Check it out.
With me, my back on the wall, now you gon' see.
So that's just kind of hilarious to see. And then Adin Ross apparently gifted Donald Trump a Cybertruck with his face on it. And check this out right here.
Congratulations.
All right, well, you can already see the gift.
Yeah, I can. Wow.
You can't miss it.
That's an Elon.
It is an Elon.
Wow.
Shout out to Mr. Musk.
That's beautiful. Hey, that is beautiful.
Am I going to close the door really quick? Just I want to show them the wrap. Sure. Check out this wrap and let me know your honest thoughts.
I think it's incredible. I think it's incredible.
Go to the front.
And this right here, I think, is pretty brilliant politics when it comes to Gen Z. They made a TikTok, and it's kind of a funny TikTok, but they also talk about how Trump is anti-banning TikTok, which I know some people are like, why did he switch his stance? But the reality of the situation is you want to talk about, first of all, sharing data to China. How come that bill that passed Congress doesn't hold Google or Facebook or any of the American tech companies accountable for doing the exact same thing, which is also selling your data to China? But on top of that, what this really, in my opinion, is about is trying to allow companies like Facebook, Google, the Silicon Valley mafia to have a monopoly on the internet. And we've seen their behavior. They're not exactly pro-America or anti-censorship by any means. So listen to this.
And I'll tell you about TikTok. Trump is going to keep TikTok going. Whereas Biden, Harris, they have no idea what it means. And all it's going to do is be good for China the other way. It's no good. We're going to save TikTok. They want to destroy TikTok. So all the people on TikTok, vote for Trump.
Vote for Trump.
So you heard them talking there about how Trump is against banning TikTok, and Adin Ross here like openly endorsing Trump. And they also did carpool karaoke, which is kind of funny.
It is.
I may not always love you.
So, you know, just a lot of kind of funny, iconic moments to talk about. But I think on a bigger picture, it's crazy to think how much things have changed on the internet from 4 to 8 years ago. Because in 2020, you did not see the majority of the major YouTubers platforming Trump. We even have the single biggest live streamer again on the internet, not only interviewing Trump, but wearing a MAGA hat and fully endorsing him while on the interview. And so that is big. And I think it signifies two things. First of all, you have the approach by the Trump campaign where, as the Republican Party, instead of just constantly ridiculing young generations, instead of saying, oh, they're a bunch of lost communists, recognizing there's actually a significant culture in Gen Z that is very pro-Trump. It just needs to be reached. And I talk about this all the time. Young women, when we talk about, you know, Gen Z being so liberal, the majority of that is young women by the numbers, right? Young women are overwhelmingly liberal, pro-choice, Democrats or whatever, not exactly going to be the easiest demographic to reach at the moment. But you know what the opinion polls, as well as, I don't know, just looking around and hearing on this actually say, is that young men are becoming very conservative. They're becoming almost as conservative by the margins as young women are. But the issue, I think, when you look at the past elections, is that young men are a lot more low propensity voters than young women, right? They just don't really care as much. The ones that do like Trump, They're sympathetic. They don't really care to do all the work to go register to vote and actually vote in the elections and all that. And so that is why I think stuff like this is very important, which is don't just have the young men saying, oh, I like Trump. Have Trump actually showing up in their algorithms, right? Doing interviews with streams that they actually watch. That way you can see that the young male demographic, which again does have a lot of conservatives in it, may actually turn out to vote for you this time. And lastly, the other thing I think it really shows is just how much weaker cancel culture is than it was in 2020 or even 2016. The YouTubers, whether it's Adin Ross, Logan Paul, any of these people, Joe Rogan has not interviewed Trump still, but he's basically talking like a Trump supporter. They're not scared anymore, right? And so props to them for doing that. But I would also say it signifies the Overton window has shifted significantly to the right. And that's certainly good news, whether we want to talk about the election or just the culture in general. But that said, I do want to react here to some of the actual interview, just parts of it. I honestly have not watched the whole thing yet. We may do a live reaction stream to it at some point, but check it out.
You're probably like, what the heck is going on here, huh?
What's going on here? What's going on?
Well, today is going to be the most important stream I've ever done, first of all. Wow. And I want to say thank you for doing this, seriously.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Get some good ratings today.
We're going to get some good ratings. Everyone thought this was going to be fake today, but, we proved them wrong. So.
No, you're right in the living room of Mar-a-Lago, which I don't allow this to be ever done. So you're the first, just about.
Thank you.
And we'll have a little fun today.
Let's do
my
it.
son Barron says hello. He's a great young guy, but he's a big fan of yours.
What's up, Baron? Yeah.
See, I think it was Barron's idea to do the interview to begin with. So props to Barron. You know, he knows what he's doing. The future president, maybe more than president. This is true.
Baron's awesome. He's a great kid. Amazing. He's tall. Very tall.
He's tall, good student.
Yeah. He's very smart. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, he is.
I do want to first off, say this. Everyone in the chat, everyone in this room, everyone loves you. And I just want to say you're a true hero for this country, and I really appreciate you. And I'm really thrilled we could do this today.
I'm so happy now that I'm doing it. give me a. That's great.
Do you know what live streaming is on these platforms?
More or less, yeah.
Yeah.
More or less.
This is Adin Ross explaining live streaming to Trump, which is funny.
It's the new wave.
It's the new wave. I'm going to explain it to you, all right?
Okay.
So I'm going to show you this chat right now. Let me show you this. So this is the live chat.
Right.
So you already broke the website in 5 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
you broke it. The chat wasn't working, but we ended up fixing it. It's just very slow. Everyone in the chat say hello. You guys can put hi in the chat, and W's mean it's good. W means win.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yep. So,
Okay.
all right. Well, the first thing is, the reason why, I really wanted to make this stream happen is because there's a lot of people that are first-time voters watching today.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to make it very clear to everybody that you're a human being. You're a great human being. I want you to basically talk in this camera, talk to them and explain why it's very important as a first-time voter to go out and vote and why they should vote for you.
Perfect first question by Adin Ross, by the way. Remember everything I was talking about how we just have to get the low propensity Gen Z male vote to just show up for Trump? Adin Ross, I know he acts like an idiot on the internet a lot of the times, but secretly you can tell a lot smarter maybe than people think, and that's a brilliant way to start this interview. He knows what he's doing. Thank you, Adin. Thank you, because that's exactly what I know we have to do. So
I'd love to do that, and I love having a young audience. This is young. I think you have some oldsters too, because I also know some oldsters that are listening and watching. But it's about the American dream. Right now, you don't have the American dream. We have a country that's not respected, a country that's being laughed at, a country that just a little while ago we're having a stock market explosion in a negative way as opposed to a positive way. And that's been happening for quite a while. It's been simmering and really happening for quite a while. And we're going to make this country so strong and so great. And when you're ready for your job, you're going to get a great job, so you can make the kind of money this guy's making, maybe even more if that's possible. Right?
I'm trying to get like you, boss.
But you'll love your life and you'll be successful. And at a young age, it's really wonderful to think about the American dream. And with Kamala and Joe, I took him out. We had a debate, and the debate didn't go so well for him. And they sort of. What they did, it was really a coup of somebody. He had 14 million votes. He had it, and all of a sudden they went to him and they said, "We don't want you running anymore." And it's sort of like a prize fight from my standpoint. Here, you're focused on this one man,
right.
And all of a sudden you're fighting somebody else. But she's actually worse than he is. And you're starting to see that. I think people are going to see that it's going to be very evident. So go out. We want the American dream. We're going to give you the American dream, and you're going to be real happy. Thank you.
I have another question. And again, Mr. President, I'm not really fully into politics, but, I'm getting there. And I do want to make this very clear as well, now that it's on my mind. Back when I was I went to high school in California, okay? Right. And, a lot of the teachers were basically at the time, this is your first term. They were telling me how horrible a person you are and all these things. And the teachers, you're not supposed to do that. It's inappropriate to have teachers, discuss politics in school. But it's becoming really normal for a lot of teachers, and you're a kid. When you're a kid, your brain is like a sponge.
That's true.
So I want to know what your thoughts on that, kind of the corruption in the school system in a way. They're teaching some pretty bad stuff in there.
It's
another great question from maybe a perspective that we don't talk about a lot, but I went to high school in California like Adin, same story, which is we can talk a lot about the curriculum, right? And that obviously needs to be changed, the school boards and all that. But what do we do about individual teachers who just use their class to push their political agenda, right? And so I think that's also something a lot of young people watching this can relate to, because we all go to school, we have the professors, we have the teachers. This is the issue.
It's been brainwashed to a certain extent. Even the teachers have been brainwashed. They've learned from a long time. This is long before me. This liberal way, or now they call it progressive. They don't like the term liberal. You're not allowed to use that anymore, so I usually use it. But this liberal way that they have, and it's a bad thing for the country. We want to have borders. We want to have low taxes. We want to have great schools, really, great schools, so you can go and learn and be successful and have a wonderful life and all of that. But we want to have a good military so we can protect ourselves,
of course,
from some bad players. You got some bad players out there. And, it's interesting. During my 4 years, we had no war. Other than we had nothing. Everybody was afraid we were going to have wars. And just the opposite. North Korea, I remember Barack Obama was telling me, the biggest problem we have is North Korea. I didn't have a problem with North Korea.
No.
Big nuclear presence. I didn't have a problem. The only war we had was already started long ago, and that was ISIS, and I defeated them in a very short amount of time.
I remember.
Very quickly. And we had no wars under the Trump administration.
But anyways, folks, there you have it with the Donald Trump Adin Ross interview. Like I said, I may do a full extended sit-down reaction to it at some point. I honestly still need to go watch the full thing. It's about an hour and a half long. But look, what does it show from Donald Trump, right? A willingness to open up to the Gen Z younger voters. And look, I don't deny that the majority of the Republican electorate still hinges on older voters, but I do like to see the Republican Party understanding a couple of things. Firstly, obviously, the kids are the future. That's sort of the cliche saying, but it's also true. You need to plant some seeds. But on top of that, there is a lot more support, again, folks, among Gen Z than people think. And if you want to talk about all of the Democrat celebrities, look at this singer, look at this Hollywood actor. Well, who do we have on our side? We have the YouTubers, we have the live streamers, and arguably in the 21st century, who is actually bigger? And so just some great content. Love to see it, and we'll talk more about it soon, folks. That said, let me know your thoughts. Be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe if you are new, and until next time, God bless and peace.